If you believe that the only way that black folk or any other quote unquote minority group is going to be hired is through a special little program like DEI, I think that you think very little of these groups of individuals. Straight up. If you don't think that I can get a job if it's not for DEI, then you probably don't think I have the ability to be competent, to be good enough, to be adequate, to be up to the task. Simple as that. Because I've been in business long enough to understand this. If you're able to get results for a client, if you're able to get results for an employer, you are most likely going to be hired by that employer. That's how that works. Now, there was a law that was put into place where essentially businesses had to have at least 5% of their trucking done by a black business. Trucking done by a black business. So 5% of your vendors or whatever it may be have to be black truckers. Your grocery store, at least 5% have to be black. Now, when I look at that, I don't look at it like some people do, which is, well, thank God they're going to have some black truckers. I say, why such a low quota? We're just filling a box of 5%. I mean, it's already a 13% population nationwide. So why limit it to 5? Do you think that these individuals aren't capable of getting that business by themselves at higher rates? Do you think that there's not going to be a 15, 20%, black trucking, black trucking exchange taking place? Like that, there's not going to be that level of business happening at those rates? Is it not possible for a black trucker to, God forbid, actually get the business because they are competent and they are able and they do an excellent job, have excellent service, they deliver, they follow through? Or do you have such a low expectation that you've now created for certain groups of individuals that the only way they can get hired is if you force an organization, you force a company, you force a university into taking them on? That's the deepest problem, I believe, in DEI. Well, it's actually twofold. One is obviously it's inherently discriminatory, but the other is it actually disincentivizes excellence. So it stops the individuals from actually being the very best and aspiring towards higher. Well, I just hope I fall into the 5% instead of we can probably take over at least 10% of business just going off the numbers, right? We maybe can even go for 20, 30, 40%. Like if you look in the United States, there is what, like a 30 or 40% percentage of Indian doctors? That's disproportionate. You know what I mean? Like there's no, that's quadruple on top of, like, that's an infinitum of the quota that you could create for these individuals to be in such an industry. But yet, because they incentivize that, because that's what they push for within their own cultures, that's the outcome. And so when we push for excellence, we're going to get individuals being hired or even just creating businesses that are thriving, that are successful, that are fruitful in ways we've never seen before. This was the case even during Jim Crow. And this isn't just me because I wasn't there. I was not present for these times, fortunately. But there are individuals who speak of during Jim Crow how they essentially exceeded expectations because they genuinely had to work twice, 3 times as hard to get the same. And so they would become the best in class, right? Look up the Golden 13. This was a group of men who were the first, I believe, lieutenants within the Navy, is it? 13 black men who were all the first. So there had been not one before that, but yet 13 in one class. And it's because there was an expectation set from much higher than everybody else. And they performed in the top 10 percentile. And they actually had to retake the test because they couldn't believe that anybody scored all in the top 10 percentile. They thought they must have been cheating or something. They made them take the test individually. And guess what? They scored in the top 7 percentile. That's excellence. And they had to bring them on even during the Democratic legislation known as Jim Crow. So think about in 2025, the year of our Lord 2025, how much more can we do if we are allowed to just simply be excellent? If Michael Jordan was born in 1940 with his gifting and his work ethic, he would be in the all-white NBA. I guarantee it. He would be in the Naismith Hall of Fame because he is too good to deny. And I know that terrifies a lot of us, especially in this day and age. We're kind of pushing this culture of lethargy and just doing enough, just barely enough, quiet quitting, etc. And I get it. The corporate plantation has been milking us for all we're worth, etc. I understand that. But if you expect to just kind of tiptoe through life, to kind of just segue your way through life and never actually progress, never build yourself to be all that you can be, then you must expect that people are going to receive you in the same way. And there shouldn't be any special program for you to be accepted in simply off of these external markers. It is unfair to the entire ecosystem, but it is also unfair to you. If all your life you have been just good enough because that's all you had to be, and then real life comes and smacks you upside the head, that is unfair to you. Like if you're my child and I saw you just going through life and getting handout after handout after handout, I would feel sympathy for you as an outsider, right? As a parent, I may be doing it because I want to feel good and gratify myself, but I would be doing you an injustice as a parent. And I would actually pity you at the end of your life, and I would regret the decisions I made. Man, I should have let you, have to actually work for that thing instead of just taking it upon myself to make sure that you at least just make it through, right? No child left behind sort of thing. We just got to continue to push them through the system. No, we have to prepare them for the system. We have to make sure that they are adequate, that they are the best that they can be. I'm not saying you got to push somebody to be something that they're not. I'm actually not an advocate of that. I don't believe to put, a fish on land and make it survive. I believe that a fish should be in the ocean, but that fish should maximize its fishness. So for me, I'm a pretty damn good cook. I can cook for myself on a daily basis, right? Shout out to wife who does an incredible job. But if I was to become a chef, I would be a DEI chef. Like that's the only way I can get my Michelin stars, etc. God honest truth. There's certain things that I likely cannot taste. My palate just doesn't even have it. Certain things that I don't even have the patience for. But when it comes to doing what I do here, when it comes to communication, when it comes to being able to engage and interact and engage with ideas and break things down in such a way, I can do this forever. I can literally do this forever. I can go the entire morning as I will today and then, go and cook my subpar meal, eat breakfast, and get back here and do it all over again like it never happened. It excites me. I get up in the morning and I have ideas flowing. I have these conversations already happening internally. I can't wait to then jump on TikTok and create a different version of it. Like, I love to do what I do, and I got better and better and better at what I do because, again, it's my calling, etc. But everything that I built, I earned. I worked. Every single one of y'all who has subscribed, shout out to you. I love you and I appreciate you. Every single one of y'all didn't come here because you were forced to be here. Oh, here's this black man. You need to support him. I don't want that kind of support. I only want you to hire me or listen or, shout out to y'all donating, etc. I only want you to do so if I am providing that much value to you. If I am simply here because I have to be, because somebody forced you into this world where I am presented to you as the option that you must, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't even want that. I feel like that is actually a slight on me, right? So when a company is saying, you know what, we're going to hire you because you're this, this, and this externally, you have these markers, this gender, this race, that's insulting. And so are people going to be hired who are black, who are gay, who are, well, we have two genders is the reality now. Thank God America has come back to a senses. Shout out to DJT. So whatever of those two genders that you may be, are you still going to get hired? I say, if you're the best in class or the best that you can be, you will never miss your opportunity. And yes, you may not make the basketball team. You may not make that. You may not make whatever it is, but there will be a point where your excellence will be recognized. And some people are so mad going through life, but they don't know what it is to actually give themselves fully to something. And that is, again, it's something that I did before coming to what I realized, man, this is my true gifting. Before I came to this place, I was that guy. I was bitter. I was jaded. I thought to myself, man, this is unfair. Why am I not getting X, Y, and Z? Why isn't this growing fast enough, et cetera? And I said, bro, you're not giving over to it. You have not completely devoted yourself to your purpose. I'm not saying you got to give every hour of your life, but I'm simply saying to at least give your full effort to be fully present with the thing that you're here to do. This didn't turn into a damn motivational speech, but, you know, it's the God honest truth. Excellence cannot be ignored. So if you're not in that space, then you're likely to just be passed over. You're likely to be replaced by something else. But you become irreplaceable, even if it's just the way you interact, your ability to, you know, to interact with individuals, your ability to make an environment comfortable, ability to make an environment come together, HR vibes, whatever it may be. You may have a host of different gifting that you bring together, but you have to give yourself over to that. And then you never worry about it. Even if we had genuine Jim Crow Democratic Party style segregation, you wouldn't even have to worry about it because you would create something. You would build a business that thrives and people want to do business with you. You would be a James Brown who couldn't even sleep at the hotel because he was a black man, and yet they were paying him more money than anybody else who walked through those doors because excellence is excellence. There was a demand for what that man was offering. And so that's how I move through life, and I will never force you to be anything, you know, other than if you want to be, you know, lethargic, lazy, whatever, that's cool. That's up to you. But don't be mad when you're not getting picked up. Don't be upset and frustrated about that. I don't do black business just because it's a black business. I do it because you have the best product, the best service. Oh, you need to just support black business. No, I don't. Now you need to support your own. No, my own is people who are willing to provide the very best quality. So if it's not that, I'm not interested. I'm okay off that. No, thank you. You're not finna shame me into getting something I don't want to get. You happen to be black and you have the best product? Let's go for it. Let's do it. I will buy from you 10 times a day if I got to, because it's that damn good. I will come to your restaurant every single time. I will stop by your barbershop every single. I had a black barber before, and he ended up becoming a Hispanic barber. Why was that? Oh man, because you don't support black. No, because this brother's service was far superior. This man's service, this man was willing to take care and actually give that attention to detail, and the pricing, of course, was right, but I was willing to pay a very good price so long as I got everything that came with it. So in some situations, okay, I love that restaurant right there. Happens to be owned by a black family. Beautiful. They give incredible service, have incredible food, very pleasant every single time. We don't need D.E.I. They just have quality, and so we buy into quality. It's that simple. People will forever be hired. People will forever have business so long as they produce what is best. Simple.
I used to be afraid of the dark, place unknown like a heart in their heart. I used to see my life in the bar. Now the kids unchained, every shackle is lost. 2 steps in the moonlight, 2 step in the daytime. You just know when it feel right. You got a feeling the time's not. See you through those shades that I just threw on. Through my lenses, you just can't do no wrong. I fell in love with myself again. I fell in love with myself. I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 365, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up, you know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises, you get to praising. They see your light shine, that's